Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements, top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Just working with our company, you're going to get to work with a lot of bright individuals.
Everyone is open and ready to help you, and definitely big on advocating for making sure that you succeed and reach your potential.
Everyone's goal is the same, to make the best products that we can for our clients and make sure that it is everything and more that it could be.
What's kept me here? Our culture. We're genuinely a very great group of people. Everyone's just always willing to lend a hand.
When I have a suggestion or a concern and I voice it, leadership actually hears me.
As a consultancy, every person has a role and has something to bring to the table. There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Hello and welcome to Indiana SRN for another Indiana boys basketball broadcast. Tonight's game features the visiting Horizon Christian Lions, who come in at 3-3 and are the defending state champs in the Indiana Association of Christian Schools. The Lions will face tonight's hosts, a Traders Point Knights team that has won 2 and lost 4. My name is Chris Schumer, and I'll be bringing the action to you with the help of my partner in the booth, a former basketball coach, Craig Cox. Craig, you have some experience specifically with the home team coach. What's Brendan Saget like?
Well, it was a great opportunity. Early on when I started back in the 2012 season, Brendan was just a sophomore, and certainly was a great opportunity to be able to coach him for a few years. And, the bigger part of that is really just seeing the growth that he's had as a young man and has developed into wanting to pay it back as well now as a coach.
Saw that he's coached some baseball previously, but relatively new to the basketball scene. I believe this is his second season. What do you expect out of Traders Point tonight?
Well, I mean, he's seasoned in his way. I mean, he's a younger coach in terms of last year was the first time of him leading a program, but he's got quite a bit of an experience where he's coached a lot of club and AAU ball. He also coached at Zionsville in the middle school system. He also coached at the high school system as well, and multiple sports at that. So he's got a good amount of experience, not only with basketball but across the board in other sports and leading young men. It's a developing program. He's young. He doesn't have a lot of experience, but I think he's working well and trying to get these guys on track to become, first, better young men, but certainly better basketball players as well.
What do you know about his personnel, and what can we expect from some of his players on the floor tonight?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're a young team, one that doesn't have, again, a lot of experience. You got Gage Fisher, again, who's a sophomore with some good size, about 6'5", kind of lean. They're more in the guard play type of piece. Again, outside of Fisher, a lot of these guys are 5'10" to 6 foot. So we're going to try to beat you a little bit with some pace at times, but also, just like any coach is trying to get their team to minimize, obviously, the turnovers.
I've had the luxury of being able to see Horizon play a few times this season and be on the call for some of their games. One of the things that's fairly obvious to me is that Larry Long is the player through whom most of their action is going to happen. He's going to drive the basketball. He's going to distribute it. He can make an outside shot. But he's got some complementary players. First and foremost, Trevor Robinson can do a lot of damage down low. He's also got a couple guys, Daryl Orr and Josiah Vibert, who can knock down shots from the outside when they need to. So they've got a lot of pieces. From what I've seen, they've got some work to do in terms of becoming a more disciplined, cohesive unit. But I think there's a lot of talent on their squad.
Well, it's one of those things, too. I mean, any type of team that's being led by a coach, you got to have complementary basketball. You got to be able to do things not only on offensive end to get you points, but you got to do some things defensively to create turnovers, to minimize the higher percentage shots as well. It'll be a little interesting, with Horizon, they play pretty much a very much of their front half of the schedule is non-IHSA teams. This is the first opponent that they've had that will be an IHSA opponent. The back half of their schedule has a lot more of those, but they've played some homeschool teams and some non-IHSA teams. And so that's a big deal, certainly for a non-IHSA program. But it's certainly one that on the other side of that with Traders Point and Coach Saget and his Knights program is wanting us to hold home court advantage.
We had a few things to say about the Traders Point coaching staff. Here we're getting a good look at Drew Anderson, a first-year coach for Horizon. He is always riled up to start the game. As I've said before, I don't know what he's saying exactly, but he's not just speaking to the guys in front of him, he's speaking to the whole gym.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where, players will try to feed off some of that, but you got to be in a position where you can't get too anxious, for things too. But I love, a young coach that has a lot of energy. There's a lot to feed off that as players. A lot of times that speaks to the younger generation in some of their preparations and how they play. But you talk about the importance of both these teams. It's got to start with, again, doing your best in any game against any opponent and cutting down your mental mistakes. Turnovers are going to happen, but how well do you play through those? How do you bounce back and alleviate those from perpetuating for one? I talk a lot about the 3 Ps. You talk about, how poised are you? And then what does the pace look like? And then what does the pressure look like? How well can you pressure not only on the ball, how well can you pressure the passing lanes? How well do you help? What type of pressure do you give to your opponent in trying to create turnovers?
That's all well and good, but what I really want to know is if that's how you started your games, is out there on the court yelling and screaming for the whole gym.
No, not at all. Not at all.
You were a little quieter.
I was, once the game got going, I can get a little animated. I'm not going to say.
Were you nice to the referees?
For the most part, yeah. But I had my moments, I'm sure. I will say that I only had one technical in my about 24 years of coaching.
That's impressive.
So I will take that. And I deserve the one that I got. But here's the thing: when you're a coach, you probably deserved, as I did, more than I ever got. So that's the good Lord above and the grace that He shows as well. Officials have such a hard time, and we give them a lot.
We'll be right back.
Keep us safe today, all athletes safe, and that we play to your glory, Lord, and just name.
To honor play national.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Chris Schumer back here with IndianaSRN and my partner Craig Cox. Before we get the action tonight, I do want to point you to some of our sponsors, starting with Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give a call today, 317-849-0810. Morales Group Staffing is a business to create a better future for you, for your family, and for the community we share. We can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Call us today, 317-472-7600. Boilermaker Locale 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for a new build, an upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermaker Union Local 374 to do your work right the first time. Passion to Care delivers care with more than 24 years of experience as a prestige healthcare company. Passion to Care is driven by decades of expertise and a drive to go above and beyond. Call us today at 317-574-1811. Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have consistently been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation needs. We stand as your comprehensive logistics partner. Ride with us. Call today, 317-396-1023. Dynamark, looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shops for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services, serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service. Call today, 317-278-2555. And lastly, Highway Safety Services. You do what you do, we'll keep you safe doing it. Contact us, 765-446-1502. And we're about to get underway here at Traders Point Christian. They are hosting the Horizon Christian Lions.
And official had to exchange the balls because they still had the women's ball, the 28.5 from the previous game. So,
well, it helped me get my reads in. And now we got a little false start, which is easy to do. And we are underway here with Horizon controlling the tip. Stump will get a 3-ball up pretty quickly and rebound to Traders Point.
Well, as much as we see things really going a lot through Larry Long for the Lions, you'll see a lot going through this young man right here, Cam Reese, number 4 for Traders Point. Probably got a little bit more balance than Horizon does, but both these teams having one guy.
Here comes Larry Long. He's fouled. Tries to throw it down with the left hand. Misses the dunk, but he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Interesting there that Horizon looked like they came out in a zone. I haven't seen a lot of that from them this season.
Long, the junior again, that a lot travels through what the Lions do on both ends of the floor. Really count a lot on him knocking down the first here to get them over there.
You can see why he tried to get over there and throw that down with the left hand. He is a left-handed shooter. Didn't quite have the angle there. Knocks down the second. It's 2-0.
Kind of in more of a 2-1-2 set.
It's Jackson Jones there, missing the 3, and here comes Miles on the other end. He also misses the 3. Outlet pass, lays it up and in. We got a 2-2 ball game. A minute in.
Good job always looking ahead. Ball always is going to advance quicker with the pass than the dribble. Got a 3 coming up long here from the Lions.
Good offensive rebound there by Stump. It's listed at 6'4". And here comes Miles. Top of the key to
good patience by the Lions, looking for the extra pass, not needing to intend to put a shot up that's not needed as Long knocks down the 3.
He will shoot from out there, and he can shoot from out there.
Well, Chris, I know you talked about he's more of a slash, more of an attack role, but can knock down the 3, and he showed that early on here.
And it certainly helps to be able to have that skill. There's a pull-up jump shot there from Quentin Jones. comes in averaging 10 points a ball game.
Well, that is one thing with Coach Saget. I mean, they are young, a little bit more inexperienced, but they do have 3 sophomores and a junior that they start. So certainly some areas of development for the future for the Knights.
That's Lake Varden, who misses from 3. And Devin Day has stepped into the ball game as well for Horizon.
It looks like Edgar Momo for the Knights also into the game. So we've had a few early subs here.
Day lucky there. And nice little one-handed pass from Long. Miles will get fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, you can see, too, early on here, the Lions are certainly, we talked about the 3 Ps and one of those being pace. Horizon is certainly looking to enforce the pace a little bit more than Traders had. I think Traders will look to do that, but overall the pace probably plays to the favor of Horizon, and they've shown that here early on.
As Miles misses the first. From what I've seen, Miles, he does some things on the court. He doesn't. Scoring isn't his primary role out there. He misses the second as well. Stump hustling for the rebound, but can't get it. And here comes Jackson Jones to the corner to Daffler. Quentin Jones at the top, back down to Daffler. One dribble. Thought about a shot. And it's going to go out of bounds on Edgar Moma.
Well, the things you'll see, too, I mean, in breaking down any type of zones, you really got to keep yourself accessible in the gaps of the defense. Think about court spacing as well. Very, very important. Moving that ball and then looking to flash through the gaps when you have those. Working high and low as well.
Harden drops the ball out of bounds, so we're going the other way here. But interesting that Traders Point coming out and, what is that, a 1-3-1 half-court defense there?
Yeah, both these teams have shown zone here early on. Kind of more of a matchup zone for Horizon, but well, now it looks like they've actually even switched a little bit to the man-to-man.
Yeah, they've mostly played man since, when I've seen them play. Stump kicks the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Traders Point. Kind of want that awkward part of the court where you're pretty far down to run a side out of bounds play. Oh, we're going to back it up. Close to the half court. And here comes Jackson Jones. A little ball screen action. Left-handed layup. Nice little tip in there for Gage Fisher.
Well, again, he's the length that they have on this Knights team, and that's what they need from him, to get the putback baskets, high percentage shots, use his length to not only rebound on the defensive end, but get the putbacks and the second ops on the offensive end.
Listed at 6'4", he's a sophomore. That's a nice luxury to have moving forward for your program.
Oh, it is, and like I said, they start 2 other sophomores as well, and we mentioned that earlier, how they're a much more youthful team.
This Jones versus Miles matchup would be an interesting to watch for the rest of the game here. It's Alexander Krieger.
Think about good spacing, good 15, 17-foot spacing. Leaves more areas for gap penetration, kind of break your defense down, force the help, and hit the open man.
Little runner there for Krieger. Won't fall. Here comes Long. He gets it to Orr to Miles. Stump for 3. Won't fall. Rebound out of there. Traders Point. Up ahead to Jackson Jones. Got a whistle. I think a foul away from the ball.
That's Alexander Krieger.
The way he signaled that made me think it might have been a screen. Miles will inbound the basketball here to Long. No pressure in the backcourt. It's right back to Miles. Here we go. And Traders Point looks to have maybe relaxed that half-court defense a little bit.
Yeah, both starting out in zones now. Both have gone to man-to-man. Good, nice attack here that you have by Long, picking up a foul on Fisher. He's going to go line for 2 shots, and that's what they're after in terms of what Coach Anderson is looking for, is to get Long more downhill, looking to attack, use his athleticism, and more finishing probably at just a higher point and being tougher to defend.
It's the first one. I have seen at least one game where he really struggled at the free throw line. Looks pretty smooth early on in this one.
Well, and here's the other thing, too. I mean, you're always going to have some left-handed guys, but they're always a little bit more unorthodox sometimes to guard, because you come up so used to being able to see what they do with their dominant hand.
We've got a 30-second timeout here. Teams are standing up.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
And we're back. Missed Long's second free throw, although he just snags a steal there. Gets it down to Stump for a layup. 8-6, 9-6, excuse me, Horizon.
Well, and that's just too easy. Obviously, you're getting some pressure now. You got to really, when you're attacking against any full court, three-quarter court, there's 3 options that you look here. You always got to look down the floor first. You got to look middle of the floor second. Ball reversal's your last. But you really got to use pass fakes as well.
We got another 30-second timeout, and you hate to take 2 timeouts in a row. I guess I didn't catch who got the last timeout. I assumed it was Traders Point. But yeah, they were about to turn the ball over again there. In fact, Larry Long stole the ball right after the whistle was blown. Horizon comes out of the timeout in the full court press. Nice little move there defensively.
Well, and it's one that maybe caught them a little bit off guard, but you got to expect it after that first one. But again, got to be in a position where you're kind of faking a pass, making a pass, really make the secure one. But then also after the turnover, then you got to retreat and really defend the house. And they gave up not only the turnover, but also a layup at the other end.
Krieger to inbound the basketball in the backcourt here for Traders Point. Gets it into Jones. Stump coming over for the potential trap, going the other way. That's Momo, who can't finish down low, and Horizon will inbound. Here comes Long.
Well, and those are the ones, if you're Traders Point, or either team for that matter, that you got to get. When you have the high percentage shots, you got to be able to knock those down.
Long on the wing. Stump at the high post, turnaround jump shot, got it.
Well, nice look by the big fella. Again, 6'4" senior, but nice presence and awareness to be able to hit that turnaround.
Also looks like he gets the role of playing in the middle of that press. Nice little offensive rebound there.
Yeah, good decision. You didn't have the putback. So kick it back out for a better look at it.
Running there for Krieger doesn't go. Looks like almost a double dribble there by Long, but he gets away with it.
Well, it's one of those things, you're going to attack the basket, really got to be in better control there, just kind of lost it. Have a little bit more composed drive.
Dapper drives, can't finish, Stump with the rebound, and he'll take it himself.
But it's been interesting. I don't know if something's going on with Cam Reese. I mean, he's their leading scorer. Started the game, but then when he was subbed out for Momo, has not been back in the game. So we'll have to pay attention to that if there's anything there.
Three ball, and they needed that one.
They did. Quentin Jones, the sophomore, younger brother of Jackson, and knocking down the three ball.
It seems like Horizon has controlled this first quarter, but right now they're only up 2, and Long has it on the wing. I imagine they might try to hold for a last shot here. No shot clock in Indiana.
Well, these are the things, too, where you see taking a guy from the opposite wing, flashing high, working your high-low game. Right now, what we're doing is just trimming the edge, and this is the result. Is fast break, see if they can convert off of it.
A nice little pass from Momo, but can't finish down low. We'll go to the line. We'll shoot 2. Yeah, to your point about the zone offense on the other end of the court, there was no one inside. It was 5 out, which is popular now against the man-to-man 5 out. But that's a tough look for a zone.
Well, it works if you have movement off the ball. I mean, once you actually make the pass, you got to have some type of circle movement, rotations, have somebody cutting to the basket as Krieger hits both of his 2. But yeah, I mean, 5 out is fine if you have movement off the ball and positioning yourself for some cuts.
Long's got to get a shot up here. 1 second left for 3, does not fall. It's 11-11 after 1, and we'll be back after these messages.
We're not here to just sell you another piece of software. We're here to helping you procure the licensing, manage and monitor those licenses over time.
Collaboration is very key when working with our clients. We are very much a partnering organization. We definitely work as a team to deliver solutions for our customers.
We're here to build relationships with customers, which is unique.
Hi, I'm Grayson, and our parents work in road construction. Every day they head out to make our roads safer and better for you. But did you know work zone deaths have increased 63% since 2010?
Wow, that's a lot. Please slow down and pay attention when you see all those orange signs. When you do, you're helping to keep our parents and everyone who works on the roads safe. Thanks for looking out for us.
This message is brought to you by your friends at Highway Safety Services. Stay safe, stay alert.
Welcome back to the second quarter of Horizon Christian visiting Traders Point Christian. Traders Point goes on a 5-0 run to finish the first quarter for an 11-11 tie, and they'll start with the ball.
See, we just talked about Cam Reese sat most of that quarter. Is back in there to start, but I do see him walking very gingerly, so that probably explains why he was out most of the quarter as their leading scorer.
Yeah, it's a good eye.
Have to be able to pay attention to that and see how he responds.
Ball stolen away by Stump. He's doing a lot early in this game, and he gets it over to Miles, who will start the offense. Miles looking for Long, no surprise there on the wing. He'll dribble to the lane, get it out to Stump. Stump over to Orr. Back to Long.
Yeah, really, Momo's doing a really good job of really what we call just kind of guarding your yard. Think about containment, just sit in your defensive stance, containing right to left 3 feet, and not be in a position where you're getting silly and creating a foul.
3 ball there for Orr, doesn't fall. Rebound tipped around and snagged by Daffler, who pitches it ahead. Three-pointer for Traders Point, and they have their first lead of the ball game.
Oh, and that's Quentin Jones. That's his second 3 of the game. He's the leading scorer in this contest with 8. He's got 8 of the 14.
Here's Orr. Orr can knock down an outside shot. Puts up an 18, 19-footer. It goes out of bounds. That's one of those shots that is pretty unpopular with the analytics crowd. You want to be kind of free, or you want to be well in front of that line. He was kind of right out there by it.
Yeah, really good job there by beating the press in a poised manner, but then have the turnover. They did much better in terms of breaking the pressure.
And there's a right hand from Larry Long, finishes. Traders Point comes back up one.
You can't do there as far as picking your dribble up when you don't know where you're going with it. So you got to keep that dribble alive.
There's Daffler, who drives all the way to the rim and finishes.
Yeah, really good downhill attack by the sophomore Josh Daffler. They're getting downhill, really kind of straight line action. Quickest spot between 2 points is always that straight line. He showed it there.
We got a turnover for Horizon. And this is what I was talking about a little bit before the game. You know, there are some athletic pieces on this Horizon team, but they've had, you know, several trips in a row that have sort of gotten away from them offensively, and now they find themselves down in this game.
Well, a lot of that too is the one thing to have the talent, but just being able to kind of channel a lot of that and how that comes together is a lot of it. And, you know, a lot of time athleticism is great, but the speed of the game sometimes is where the athleticism will have kids kind of make the game bigger than it is and kind of overextend themselves into things that aren't as controlled.
There's Miles. Long, thought about a shot over to Orr.
Yeah, Traders for the most part has done a pretty good job of not only the containment, but then also cutting out the gaps, the penetration alleys. Done a good job of closing those out, looking to help and kind of hedge into their help side D. So thus far has done a pretty good job there. I think it's been more of what they've lost in terms of the transition game and given up 6 to 8 points in transition.
Inside there to Fisher.
Really good post-entry pass there, which is what you want. Really kind of making the defense collapse and having Fisher establish himself down low.
And here's Orr, brings it up the court. Long looking to drive, does so baseline, out to Orr. Good look at a three, won't fall.
I think we're at our biggest lead by either team, I believe, here at 5 as Jones eyes and lets go of a three and knocks it down again for his 3rd of the game. He's now got 11 of the 21 for Traders Point.
And I did see that he shoots at a 41% clip from 3-point range. Most aggression I've seen out of Orr.
Well, and this is where you like the big fella, Devin Dagg, down low, the really stout 6'2" guy. Gets a carom off the rim there, right underneath the basket, and is looking to pass it out. Big fella, right there, you got to go up. You got to go up strong. Can't get him any closer than that. And, you know, Coach Anderson needs that, as well as his teammates to go back up. And it's either trying to get the 2 or draw the 2 free throws.
Harden and Stump back into the ball game for Horizon. who inbounds. We got Larry Long on the left wing. Stump will get a look at a 3 air ball. And we got a foul.
I believe that might have got, they got 10 bag, if I'm not mistaken, on over the back there. Couldn't tell who the Traders Point player was, but had some good inside position.
Here comes Reese, still limping a little bit. Yeah, he definitely looks tentative. Jackson Jones in the corner, stolen away by Ian Miles, who's fouled by Jones after the turnover.
Well, that's the thing that you want to really eliminate. It's more of a mental. You get a turnover on the offensive end, then you come down and foul on the back end. And a lot of that is from a psyche or a mindset standpoint, is trying to get it back, trying to make up for the turnover at the other end, but just complicated.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience. We've got incredible specials, great service. Everything that we do here is made from scratch. We hand-cut all our steaks in-house. Bring your family, come have some great food.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
And we're back here. Traders Point has opened up an 8-point lead in the second quarter after trailing for most of the first quarter. Horizon struggling on the offensive end. They've had a player earlier in the season who hasn't played in this game. I don't know if there's an injury problem. Trevor Robinson, a post player, who has not entered this game. So interesting to kind of wonder what that might be about. And deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Horizon. And Larry Long will inbound the ball to Miles. There's Long thinking about a drive. We got a little 2-3 zone here from Traders Point. Mixing it up again on the defensive end.
Well, and here's the thing, too, that I'd really like to see Long do a little bit more of is, be more instinctive with his move. And once you make the move, if you don't have anything out of it, you got to move the ball because he's going to demand a lot of attention even when he doesn't have it. And he's going to make those around him that much better. And he's certainly a big threat on the floor, for Traders Point. So you got to make your move or move the ball.
I think he can move without the basketball a little bit better as well. And that's a team problem. It's not just him. And there's a 3 ball from Miles. Won't go. Nice little move inside. I think he's going to go to the line and shoot 1. The basket will count.
That's got to do as a big any player for that matter. When you get the ball that deep, higher percentage shot, you got to think about obviously looking to score and not pass that. And that's what you got to do here, and not only getting the basket, but the opportunity for the 3 that comes up short.
Can't complete the 3-point play, and here comes Jones.
Good interior pass there again.
Good rebound by Stump, who will outlet it quickly to Miles. Miles will slow down and get the offense started again against this 2-3 look. Ball stolen away. And the ball will stay here. Was able to throw it off of Stump to maintain possession. That's Jones, who's been the hot hand here in the second quarter, who will inbound the ball. Krieger. To the corner to Jones. Can't hit. Rebound Orr. Pitches ahead to Long. Can't finish, but I think that's what they want, is to get out and run a little bit.
Yeah, it's the pace and the open court. I'll tell you, Quentin Jones is having a night from three as he's 4 for 4, giving 14 on the night.
That's a pretty good look.
Yeah, he's 4 for 4 from three-point land. Really good attack here. This is what I'm talking about here from Long. The attention that he's going to demand, gets downhill, draws the defense, gets a little shuttle pass here to get the nice high percentage basket.
And the big guy showing some composure early in this ball game. Long out to Harden. Can't make from the corner. Here comes Jones the other way. Pitches it ahead. Long, he'll attempt a three, no good. Rebound Stump. Stump back to Long, drives, still can't make it. It's his own rebound. Sends a possession, free ball from Harden, no good. And here comes Jackson Jones.
Just a lot of quick shots. I mean, when you come down without any passes and your initial shots at three, you can get that at any point of any possession of any part of the game. So if that's something you end up with, but just better to be able to move the ball and see if you can come up with something better.
Here's Orr. He'll get fouled at the other end.
Yeah, did a really good job of guarding, using the inside of his body, protecting, using the outside hand, drawing the contact. Didn't quite get it off by getting deflected, but did a great job of drawing the foul here by Orr.
Orr will shoot two.
I don't know if that was actually Fisher's second or third foul, but one that might have been going to the bench. And if he is, then that's something that puts a lot more demand on a very undersized Travis Point team, where it becomes so much more about positioning on the defensive end.
Someone else we haven't seen in this ball game is Josiah Vibert for Horizon. Makes me wonder what's going on there. Those are two guys that have played a lot of minutes with him.
Offensive foul.
Yeah, that's definitely a moving screen there on Momo.
Yeah, you can't come up on the guy. You got to establish yourself away from the defender. You can't come up and make contact. It's going to get called 9, if not 10 out of 10 times there. And that time, Momo was the leader.
I've done a bit of officiating in my day, and that was one of my favorite calls to make, the moving screen. Here's Long with the basketball.
You mean the block charge, was it?
Yeah, I almost always called it a charge. Don't tell the coaches. Long drives and lays it in with the left hand. A basket that Horizon needed, headed into the half. We'll talk a little bit about that half when we come back.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw.
Boy, what a stick, huh?
Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with three. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
Well, Horizon went on a little run of their own to decrease
their deficit. It's 24 Traders Point and 21 Horizon. It's been an interesting half, tale of two quarters. Early on in the ball game, it looked like Horizon was going to stretch out a nice little lead. Larry Long was doing most of what he wanted to do, driving the basketball. But then in the second quarter, we saw a good dose of Quinton Jones shooting from the three-point land for Traders Point Christian. They opened up a little lead, but then Horizon comes back, nice little run, and closes it for a 24-21 halftime lead. Craig, what did you see in that first half, and what do you expect in the second?
Well, I think the game to this point has given us kind of what we might have anticipated. Horizon certainly trying to push the pace. We saw that very early on. Certainly something that Traders has to shore up on. There was about 14 of their points, actually 15 of their points, because they got one of them off of a foul, went 1 of 2 from the line. Came out of their 21. So I think obviously if they can look to shore up on that, looking to kind of get a guy, either what we used to call, kind of like a halfback guy at half court and a fullback, kind of use the football terms, back at the basket to eliminate, any layups or dunks, and the halfback is kind of slowing down the break. You have to be able to try to identify that. And again, it's been the majority of their points. I think, both teams, I think I would like to see do a little bit better job of ball movement and player movement. You think about the triangle and the three biggest keys, to your productivity is on the offensive side. It starts with spacing and player movement and ball movement. Those are the biggest three pieces or components of success on the offensive end. But there's just got to be a lot more movement from the player and the ball for, I think, either team to have good success. But you're right, Chris, Horizon didn't close it. Much like how Traders ended the first quarter, Horizon ended the second quarter to cut this to a one-possession game.
We'll talk more about the second half, but first, let's hear from our friends at Wheeler Mission.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year. IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. Donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so we're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space, and so we have bed capacities. For sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program with our reach, maybe they want to do a sock drive, or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You could drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on IndianaSRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler Mission. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner, come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, exactly. For IndianaSRN, this is Keith Myers.
To Traders Point Christian. They have a 3-point lead over Horizon Christian. We're about to get some second half action, but before we do, we've got some local scores.
Yeah, so a lot of games going on around the state. Not a lot of them that have updates, but we'll give you the 6 or 7 that we do. The other game where you always have a front row seat with SRN, Troy Darengowski and Keith Myers on the call up there at Guerin with Pendleton Heights, and Guerin up at halftime 29-24. Park Tudor in the second quarter over Shortridge Big 41-19. Got a close one halftime. Greenwood over Shelbyville 34-27. Muncie Central at half leading the Blue Devils of Tipton by 1. Second quarter, you got Cloverdale 22-20 against South Putnam. South Putnam, you'll be able to see them next week right here on SRN as well. And then Greenwood Christian all over Providence Christian Ray late in the first quarter, 15-2. Chris, there's obviously some games that SRN got coming up. What do we have?
We've got this Wednesday, Chittard versus Washington. We've got Covenant Christian versus Greenwood Christian on Friday. And this Saturday, I'll be going down there for 7 games and from teams from 3 different states. North versus Henderson, Harrison versus Guerin Catholic, Castle versus Heritage Hills, Princeton versus Lawrence Central, Jefferson versus Addicks, Bosse versus North Central, and Evansville Central versus University Heights.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that jumps off. There's a lot of great games, great teams, but the biggest one jumps off has to be the Jeffersonville Addicks game. Not only here from the city with Addicks, but I'll tell you, the former IU player, Sharon Wilkerson, leading that Jeffersonville team, and I'm telling you, he's got a great ball club and a lot of returning guys from last year.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good teams that are going to be down there. And Horizon starts with it. Miles over to Long at the top of the key, over to Orr.
A little more movement there on that possession, I thought. So maybe Drew Anderson had some similar words for his team as you had here.
They come out and show more of the 1-2-2 that they showed to open up the game as well. So it's all about rotations here for the defense, and for the offense, it's got to be about finding gaps and being accessible. We always used to talk to our guys offensively is, hey, if you can't see the ball can't see you. And so it's very, very important to stay in those gaps, being accessible, and then being in a position where you're getting some good circle movement, rotation, and getting some cuts to the basket as we get a turnover here.
We get 3 straight turnovers here from the two teams. And that's Reese is still on the floor, still limping a little bit.
Yeah, quite a bit. And it's one of those things where, if you're not going to get that much out of him, does he end up becoming a bigger deterrent? He's a threat out there,
right.
But if he just can't move real well, it's just a tough position not only for the young man and the team, but also for Coach Saget and the staff.
Jump ball, I think, yes. Interesting choice with the personnel here for Coach Anderson for Horizon. He starts with the freshman, Diego Hinojosa, on the court, number 1.
Nice one down, and good decision. He had a bigger guy against him, kicked it out. And I'll tell you what I like even more is when the kick out happened, they shifted, reversed the side of the floor, and made the defense shift, and who else other than Quentin Jones knocking down another 3.
His threes are all from the same spot on the floor, too. The right side, a little lower than the wing. And here's Stump with it at the other end. Or thinks about a 3. Jump stop, can't finish, grabs his own rebound, gets fouled.
Well, it's a good job there by the downhill attack by Orr, but also being able to play through a little bit of the contact. And he comes up with the foul on the carom that comes off and giving the ball back over to Traders Point. And much like we saw at the beginning of the game, you had Horizon giving some full court pressure, just kind of token.
So they called that foul on Orr. That's interesting. Okay, here comes Stump with the rebound. Gets it quickly to Long, who almost gets a ball screen. There's Stump with it at the high post. That was a little bit of a rushed shot. And Jackson Jones comes the other way with it. Quick drive, tipped away. Miles steals it. Great pass down to Long, who cannot finish. And there's Reese with the rebound. Pink shoes. Stump kicked it. It'll stay with the Knights. And that's Quentin Jones who's taking the ball out of bounds.
Four low set here, just running off screens. Little screen for the screener action.
From the right side. Has he missed one?
He did. He missed one with about 4 minutes to go before half.
Got a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here. It's a good night. And again, they're all on the right side, and they're all lower than the wing. That one was more like the corner, a little bit lower than some of the other ones.
Well, he certainly got a shooter and a spot-up guy. And you're right, Chris, you called it earlier. He likes the right side, and he likes, deeper than the wing, almost to the corner, and just, got a good feel. And that's the thing. I mean, when you start shooting and you're hitting like that, and you got to feel the rims, it has no distance on. So, I mean, in terms of size, so shooting it in the ocean, it just got a good feel, and he's knocking them down.
I was impressed with his shooting percentage coming in, which is 41%.
Yep.
It's going to be significantly higher than that coming out of tonight, unless he has a very cold finish to this game.
Well, he's got 20 himself, and 21 is what Horizon's got. So
and they've
they've got to find a way.
They've needed it from him because his other scorer has been limited.
Well, and if you're Horizon, you got to run him off his line and make somebody else beat you.
There's a steal from Reese, but he quickly turns it over. Nice little Euro step there and a lay-in for Orr.
That's his first bucket on the evening. I got one free throw on the night, so he's now got 3.
It's the most aggressive I've seen Daryl Orr on offense, and that's a good development, particularly with some of the other guys that they haven't had in the rotation tonight. And so they probably are going to need a little bit more from Orr.
Well, a lot of times the biggest threat to your opponent is finding good balance, right? I mean, it's how well the scoring can be shared, how well the opportunities that are created can be shared is what makes a team really hard to defend.
And there's a steal by Momo, and he's going to be quickly fouled by Miles, who turned it over. And that's the exact scenario you were talking about a few minutes ago, where you compound the first mistake with the second. You turn the ball over, and then you foul the guy. I have to admit, I've probably done that once or twice in my life, too. And here comes Jackson Jones for Traders Point, who's handled most of the ball handling duties tonight. He gets it over to Daffler, who can't make from 3, but gets an offensive rebound.
Yeah, and those are the types, there's such a prized possession when you can get offensive rebounds. You can get that shot again. Just kind of threw it back up. Wasn't a good shot. Fading off balance, out of bounds. Just got to get a better shot than that.
And there's Orr for 3. Just as we're talking about him. On cue. Here comes Jackson Jones. Will drive and dish. And you get a finish from Alexander Krieger.
Well, really good job there that you had by the younger Jones, that is. Certainly got to be better in closing that out and giving it right back to them.
We get Kean Miles doing the same thing at the other end, driving unobstructed for a lay-in. There's Jones out to his teammate Daffler. He pulls up, can't.
Yeah, loved the decision there by Daffler. Obviously got around this guy. Didn't over-penetrate and get down low where he's against bigger defenders. Just stops and pulls up. Really, really heady and good decision.
We've got a full timeout. We're going to take the break with them. We'll be back in a few.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as...
Welcome back to third quarter action here between Traders Point and Horizon Christian. We've got a 6-point ball game. The home team leads. It's been a back and forth affair so far. Here's Kean Miles to bring it up for the Lions. Pitches it ahead, but back to Orr. Larry Long over to Miles on the right wing. Larry Long with a nice little pass there, and a finish for Devin Degg, who could use the confidence. He got some minutes in the first quarter.
A really good job of downhill attacking, pinching the defenders and keeping his head up to be able to see his teammate closer to the basket. So really good job on the attack and the find.
And a good block there on the other end from Daryl Orr. His teammate Larry Long can't finish down low. And there's Jackson Jones, drives the length of the court, can't finish. Looked like he might have been fouled, no call.
Well, that starts defensively with Horizon. You got to be able to identify the ball, and you got to be able to do that before the timeline. And the younger Jones there got inside the gut of the defense, south of the free throw line before he was picked up.
And the right decision to go straight for the layup. Just didn't work out. There's Larry Long, 17-footer, no good. And here comes Daffler for Traders Point. He'll drive the baseline and throws it away, or again, can't finish.
That's one you got to have there. That'd be better to come to a jump stop, maintain, get control of the ball, gather yourself, load to explode, and finish.
And Jackson Jones also misses. And here's Horizon. Keon Miles will make the right decision, pull it out, run the offense. Here's Stump for three from the right side, no good. Daffler with it.
Got to keep head up in transition there. Got to, and Fisher obviously nice little jump hook here, but if you're Daffler coming down the floor, you got to have basket vision and always seeing down the floor. Too much of that, he was looking over to the wide lane to the right by the bench.
There's Orr again. Can't make the three-pointer. You talked about Fisher early in the game, and he's been pretty quiet since, but it does seem like every time he touches it in the paint, good things happen. And there he is again.
He's now got 8 points on the night.
Nice little runner. Here comes Keon Miles for Horizon. Over to Long. And Traders Point in that zone. Down to...
No team is led by double digits, and Traders has a possession here, and where they're trying to look to do that here before the end of the quarter.
Jackson Jones, another nice feed, and another finish for Fisher, who's now in double digits.
He's
20
got 10,
seconds
and
to
they're
go.
up by 10.
Screen from Stump. Miles over to Long. Long to Orr in the corner. Long will take a long three. No good. And Traders Point will chuck from three-quarters court, hit the rim.
None other than Jones.
A 10-point ball game going into the fourth quarter. We are going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt? Insulting referees.
Threatening officials.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes.
Violent language in the stands.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements and top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
1 quarter to go at Traders Point Christian. They lead by 10 over Horizon. They extended their lead a little bit there in the third quarter. Behind Gage Fisher, finishing the quarter strong. Jackson Jones continues to put the pressure on Horizon. We've got Lake Hardin enters the ball game for Horizon. And there's from the left side, and Quentin Jones actually misses one.
And that's why he's shooting on the left side. Coach isn't designing him for on the right. No, but you got to shoot that. Good skip pass, set his feet, good look. You got to shoot it.
Got a full timeout here already, which is very interesting. We will take a break with them.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Full timeout, 10 seconds into the fourth quarter, so let's run this one more time. Horizon will inbound. That's Orr to Long. The southpaw will drive and pull up for three. Can't find it.
And again, I know he's their leader and a lot goes through him, but again, those shots like that always, just baffle me when there's no ball movement, there's no pass.
Yeah.
The defense wants you to take a quick shot. It's just really, really hard for me to digest those a lot of times when any possession can end in that way.
Right. My high school coach used to say, you can get that shot anytime you want.
Exactly.
Nice little reverse layup there by Traders Point. I believe that was Quentin Jones. And then Horizon cuts it back down to 10. Jackson Jones slows it down. Momo might have gotten away with another moving screen there.
And the younger Jones.
He does like to initiate the contact a little bit. Here's Orr down to Stump. Little jump hook.
Yeah, really good touch by the big fella.
So Stump can do that. I just wish he would get deeper on a lot of the shots that he takes.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. I think a lot of it is establishing himself on the block and really sealing, using his strength as Fisher gets a nice little kiss off the glass. And looking to get him and almost crab dribbling, backing his guy down. He's not only got some height, but got a good build to him.
Orr wants to drive the baseline. He gets it into Stump. And back out to Orr, who misses everything. And here comes Jackson Jones. He's had a pretty composed evening from the point guard slot.
Biggest lead for either team tonight, and they're just adding to it now, up 14 with Momo's layup. His first basket of the night.
Harden will try one for three. And there's Stump with an aggressive rebound.
Getting further on the floor. Jackson, that
is. Keon Miles will inbound. And there is Long, can't make the layup. And Stump will foul Daffler on the other end.
Yeah, and again, this is youth and inexperience getting at you. But Daffler's there, did a good job going to the basket, but then cut back across the lane and allowed the defense to get between him and the basket, as opposed to just staying straight line, finishing with the outside hand, and being able to guard that. So you're going to either score or be at the line more than likely. But by cutting back to the opposite side, he allowed the defense to be able to defend him in a better fashion.
And again, I'll speak highly of Orr and his play in this game. I've seen him a few times now, and he can make threes, but he's played less passive tonight. Nice hustle there, almost gets the steal, dives on the floor. Unfortunately, we get a turnover. And it's right back to Traders Point.
Yeah, and that's the discipline side. Trying to make the special pass. You're making it 30 feet and one-handed pass. It's far too quick, especially when you're trying to kick and scratch your way to cut this deficit.
Jackson Jones left open. He'll shoot a three and make it.
I guess he figures, hey, my brother's going to do it, and nobody's going to guard me and let me shoot. I'll do it too.
Pull-up jump shot from Orr, who cannot finish. Be interesting to look at a shot chart for Horizon in the second half, and I suspect that we would learn that exactly what Traders Point is trying to do defensively is what they're producing, which is a lot of outside contested shots.
It's that, and I think they've done a little bit better job in terms of the transition. You see a little bit here that they slowed them down to force the outside shot again. Knocking it down here.
But that's a better look there.
It is. I mean, you collapse the defense, and then you kick it out. So it's a good decision not to try to force up something that you got off transition and take what the defense gives you. But I do think that Traders has done a lot better job in the second half of eliminating some of the transition points that Horizon was getting in the first.
Here comes Jackson Jones, get a little bit of pressure in the backcourt. No trapping or anything like that, just a little man-to-man. It's a ball screen from Fisher, little pull-up, can't finish. Stump the rebound, tilt outlet to Miles. Miles over to Long, he'll drive the baseline, out to Miles. He'll launch, and they get 2 in a row. And again, that shot comes off of the penetration, so it is a little bit different.
No, without a doubt. I mean, again, you're forcing the defense to collapse, and it's a great decision on the kick out and being ready to shoot that.
Quentin Jones with a little leaner in the lane, can't finish. And Long will assist to Orr to cut the lead down to 11. We got a full timeout. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all their reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Fourth quarter action here at Traders Point Christian. They're up 11 against Horizon Christian. Got a little timeout. Little bit of a run here by Horizon Christian after Traders Point had extended the lead.
I think it was up to 7. Was it 17? I think 17 or 18. I think that's what they got it to. Now cutting it down to 11. And I mean, one note point in this run has been Daryl Orr, the senior, had 1 point at halftime. Now has 13, so has scored 12 and has had 6 just here in the last minute and a half.
Good for him. See a little pep in his step.
See what the Traders gets out of a timeout here.
Hand of the night, who has had a quiet fourth quarter, Quentin Jones. To the corner. Daffler can't hit the 10-foot jump shot, and Keon Miles comes the other way with it over to Larry Long, who will try to drive it. And Miles gets to the basket but can't finish.
A good decision here. You didn't have the numbers. Back it out. Play for your shot. You're not by any means trying to stall here. You got to have ball security and make good fundamental passes and have some ball movement with this as well and let the defense give what they give you.
Jackson Jones.
Inbounded to Fisher. Fisher over to Krieger. And now to Jackson Jones, who's looking for a screen. Trying to back Miles off him a little bit. And we do get a screen.
Yeah, good hedge there on the screen, trying to force him high. Don't let him turn the corner. Got to get rid of this ball though. Yep. Can't sit there and have advance to the. Oh, they call the foul. He was getting closer. Got to advance the ball to the basket for another player to be able to get off that count.
Quentin Jones will inbound here. corner. Dribbles off of Trader Point. Traders Point sits down in that 2-3 zone. And that's Hinojosa trying to inbound the basketball.
Well, this is where Stump again. You just got to sit at this place, get wide, have some presence, and getting the ball.
There's Orr. He gets a good look. Again, can't finish from three.
Nice rebound here by Krager.
And here comes Jones. You get the sense that he is comfortable just dribbling as much of this clock out as he can get away with.
Yeah, but at the same time, again, gets the basket. You got to keep the ball moving. But gets one out of it nonetheless. Has had a great second half here, where he had 0 at the half and now has 8.
There's Stump who'll try a three, no good. Tapped out to Orr. Orr over to Long. He'll try a three. Misses everything. 33 seconds to go, 11-point lead for the Knights. They'll try to inbound. A little bit of a prayer there, but it works. And Jackson Jones is going to get fouled there to stop the clock. A little bit late on the delay the game, extend the game strategy. Unless there are any Reggie Millers in the building.
Well, this is where you got to know that they're going to be sending 2 on you. You got to be careful of not only dribbling the ball out, but you got to have guys that are off the ball that are communicating and making themselves accessible for a ball reversal.
A scrappy little play there by Stump, who gets it over to Orr, almost banks it in, but in and out. And that'll about do it. We do get a foul. I guess we're going to keep playing for a few more seconds. And that's Momo. Tries to inbound the ball, kicked out of bounds. Back to Jackson Jones. That'll do it. We'll talk a little bit about this game, but first, let's take a break.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Welcome to the Morales Group post-game show. Traders Point Christian gets out off of their home court with the win as the two teams close out with a prayer. 11-point victory for the Knights. The well agreed upon Piper Logistics play of the game is going to be Quentin Jones. He finishes with 22 points. His three-point shooting is really what extended Traders Point's lead in the second quarter and then into the third quarter, even if you had a little bit of a quiet fourth quarter. What else did you see tonight, Craig?
Well, I think a lot of it was what we talked about earlier. Traders really shored up a lot on the transition points that Horizon had in the first compared to what they gave up in the second. I think that was a big difference maker. I think that obviously Jones, started getting in sync and having a good feel early on with his shooting. A lot of that carried over through the third quarter, and they just kind of blew it open at the end of the third, first of the fourth, and just too much for Horizon to be able to make up. And Traders will be on the road this Saturday against Tri-County, and Horizon will be on the road at Herrin this Friday.
We are going to take another break, but we'll be right back.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Get a Gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Back here one final time. Traders Point beats Horizon Christian 53-42 on their own home court. We want to take this time to thank all our viewers and followers from X to IndianaSRN sports page and everyone who tunes in to watch our games. There's so much more to look forward to in 2025. Any businesses out there, it's a perfect opportunity to connect with valuable customers. Reach out to our sales team at coach@IndianaSRN.org and let us help grow your business. Until next time, this has been an IndianaSRN broadcast where you always have a front row seat. This is Chris Schumerth and Craig Cox signing off. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
On the show tonight. Hey man, tried my best.
Hey, that's what I did too.
You did great. All right, see you, bud. Hey, Justin, we're clear, buddy. Sorry, you already knew that.